So this is my beautiful wife, Jamie.
And this is Erin Dean.
I came to LJ in 2010, started my recovery at the Isaiah House. At the time, I myself couldn't get any work. I remember it was snowing like a foot, and I had to ride my bicycle for like 2 weeks looking for a job. Couldn't even get a job at like Burger King, where my daughter, who now has a job at. So, at the time, I'd already done some carpentry work and decided to open up AMD Homes. So, I didn't really start AMD Homes just for a paycheck and to build homes, but really as a ministry to the guys that were in recovery around me. But in that, we had to hire some pretty mean, rough, tough-looking guys.
And who wants to hire a convict into your home to do work?
It's been tough the whole time, but when you decide to work for God, it may not be easy, but He does bring you through.
So in 2020, when the pandemic hit, things started slowing down. We thought we were going to have to lay off, and it was a huge worry for us. We've got 6 families.
Yeah, not to mention our own.
Yeah.
That we had to provide for. And, layoffs are especially hard for anybody. But when you're in recovery and you don't have any other options to really go anywhere or even pick up side work, it is extremely hard. Because the extra stress, guys end up relapsing, and it creates a lot of turmoil, not just in not having a job. Earlier last year, we started walking around and looking at our church front and realizing, man, this pig needs some lipstick on it, as Steve calls it. And, plans started coming together. We prayed about it. We bid on the job, and, we were blessed to get the job at the church.
How exciting we get to do this for our church.
Not only that, it's a great billboard for our business. How cool would it be to get our guys to even work at the church? And, even since then, some of them have started attending church here.
Yeah.
And, all that excitement, everything came to a head when we started the job, and then everything changed.
So it's Monday, and we pull into the church parking lot to pick up the box truck, take it back to the owner. And Erin says, "Where's the box truck?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, maybe he come and got it. No big deal." And then he says, "Where's my trailer?" Well, it was right there. So then we park and we get out of the truck. I remember walking around the back of the church thinking, somebody's playing joke. They moved it. It's funny. Ha ha, yay. It's not there. So I start walking back around the front of the church, and it starts sinking in that it's gone.
At that point, it was really a gut punch right then. It started settling in that, did somebody really take our trailer? We had the kids with us and stuff, and they were like, "We know we parked it right here." And in fact, the wheel chocks were sitting there, and they're the ones that pointed out and said somebody had to have taken it. And had to call the police and start making reports and really going after it. And it slowly really started sinking in that our livelihood just drove out of the parking lot. Larry came and we looked at the cameras, and you see him pull down and hook up, and your future goes out of a parking lot. Every plan that we had thought about literally was rolled right out of the parking lot. And I didn't know what to do.
So Erin calls the guys and lets them know what happened. And all the guys' tools are in that trailer. Everything. Money they spent for their tools to do their job, the way to make it easier for them. We're in that trailer. So, like when you lay somebody off, pandemic hits, you lay somebody off, they have their tools to go find a side job and still make a little bit of money here and there. Now their tools are gone, so they can't even go and do side jobs. No tools, no job. Yeah, so the first day, I remember Aaron calling around and people had offered tools left and right, and he's picking tools up here and there, so there wasn't really much work going on that day. And then the third day, after collecting a few tools and being able to at least show up on the job and do the best that they could with what they had, swing a couple hammers, when insurance doesn't cover anything and you don't have the money to replace it all, you do the best you can. And I remember one afternoon, Aaron just frustrated because we gotta get this project done, but the tools aren't here. And he had called around and tried to rent tools, and they're just, you can't rent them. We don't have the money to just go out and buy brand new everything. And he calls and says, I'm about to give up. I'm done. I'm gonna go work in Atlanta. And I remember thinking, I know how hard he's worked to get AMD Homes to where it is. I know this is his dream. And I just couldn't, the thought of him actually shutting down AMD and going to work for someone else. No.
Well, it's hard building something for 10 years and literally watching it disappear in 10 seconds. That third day afterwards, I get that call in the afternoon from a Rome, Georgia number, and it's a general manager down there saying, hey, you need to come move your trailer. And I got a little bit of hope in me, and I was like, wait, what? You got my trailer? And I told her, I said, you need to first call the police, and my trailer's been stolen. I said, but can you please just go open the side door and look in? And I had that little bit of hope that, maybe they got scared and just dumped it real quick. And she said, oh, I got a glove on. I don't want my fingerprints on it. And she opened the door and said, there's nothing but trash in here. And
I remember Aaron calling and telling me that the trailer's been found. And then to hear the crack in his voice, the just devastation that it was empty, gone, every bit of it.
Well, they left a roll of house wrap.
Yeah, but they get the house wrap back.
At that point, whenever we were in our darkest valley, was when God really showed up and started to show out. People really started gathering around us, showing up on the job site, bringing tools, making sure we had what we needed. Customers started showing up and bringing us money, leaving it on the seat of the truck for us to find later and stuff like that. I think we even got a donation from Celebrate Recovery.
Yeah. There's a bunch of change and wadded up bills. It was very clear that whatever they had in their pocket that night went in that offering plate to help us. And then another friend started a GoFundMe account on Facebook for us. And several people donated there.
Yeah, we couldn't even do it without our church family. We would not be mobile right now at all. And it was to the point of even on one Wednesday afternoon, I was literally shaking my head. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I didn't even tell Jamie that I was wondering how I was going to pay the guys that week. And, we'd spent already all the donations on just the basic tools of a compressor, a nail gun, and stuff like that. And somebody was coming to church, I think for a life group that Wednesday, and said, hey, we watch you guys, we love you, and handed me an envelope. And I stuck it in the truck and didn't even think about it. And that thought of where am I going to pay these guys again came up, and I just said, well, I'll just go look in it, and it was beyond anything we could have ever asked for. Enough to pay the guys and really recoup a majority of our tools.
So because of our community and extremely generous donations from our church family, we were able to take the guys on a shopping spree.
Yeah, we took them to Lowe's, and Mike Ivester even helped us out a tremendous amount, giving us a huge discount, and really just took them on a shopping spree.
We had one that, fresh off the prison bus, barely had any clothes when we got him, absolutely no tools whatsoever to do the job. So he was using our tools, and we're telling him, you need to replace what you lost on the trailer. And he's like, but those were your tools, they weren't mine. So I'm like, well, replace it. You've got to have a nail bag, you hammer, speed square, whatever. You got to have it to do your job. Get it. It's cool.
I don't remember exactly who it was, but I heard him several times pushing his buggy, walking around Lowe's saying, I just don't feel right about this. And it's a hard lesson, and I've had to learn of humility, but I told him, I said, look, you've got to accept what God is doing right now. At that point, I really seen a light turn on in his eye of realizing the magnitude and what God was doing in that moment. And then he started shoving stuff in his buggy and really going after it. And it was really a good thing. Several of them, when we came back here, they sat in a circle with their little pile of tools, actually big pile of tools, and was like opening stuff and putting their names on stuff. And one of them was like, man, this feels like Christmas. And another one was like, man, this is better than Christmas. And it was cool to even just watch and be a part of and watch God work in their lives in that moment. It was something I've never seen.
Yeah.
It was a huge impact in their story. It changed how they viewed our business, how they viewed God, how they viewed our church and community. And one of those especially was Rob. He had the most taken, yet I think he got the most out of it, and that was more than a set of tools.
Yeah, the tools weren't even the best part of Rob's story.
My name is Rob Cipriani. I work for A&D Homes. Been working for them a little over a year now. Then them two have been a really big influence in my faith and helping other people. So I was in the military from 2004 to 2011. After I got out, I became homeless, and nothing was the same. All my friends that I cared about were gone, passed away. And I guess it became a choice, a lifestyle to stay away from other people and just to kind of be on my own. I saw a whole lot of bad, and it kind of attracted me, not by choice. I didn't do anything bad, but the thoughts of giving up, seems like everybody else is giving up. Why shouldn't I give up? This seems to be the easiest way. I don't have to deal with anybody. Nobody's gonna, here to tell me how to live my life. And there used to be this guy named Chris. He used to see me sitting out by Church's Chicken, waiting on them to discard the chicken so I can get some food. And he'd always come talk to me about God and everything else. And I didn't want to hear it. I said, you see where I'm at? What's God doing for me? Didn't understand how people could believe in something they didn't see, or something they couldn't physically talk to face and ask these questions. After work one day, it'd been a long day. I went home, got in the bathtub, didn't talk to my wife, nobody, just kind of went to the bathtub and drew a bath. So physically I was broken, mentally I was broken. I didn't know what to do. I had nowhere to turn. I literally said, I'm done. That's it, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And I was gonna go talk to my wife and tell her, hey, we need to go somewhere. I need to be seen, admitted, something, because this just wasn't working for me. So laying in the bathtub, in tears, I just started talking to God. I said, if you're there, I need to see you. I need to feel you. I need something. I need to see you. I need to know that you're there. It felt like the warmest hug, like an embrace. I didn't have a worry for those. It only lasted a few seconds, and for that time, I had no cares and no worries in the world. I knew that everything was going to be okay. Everything was going to be okay. Every aspect of my life at that point. Since that moment, I've been trying to come to church. Everybody's so caring here. It's literally like another family, a huge family. Receiving all the love just from walking through the doors. It felt good. I felt wanted. I felt cared about. I felt like I had a place to come and be comfortable with it. I didn't have anybody judging me at that point. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I didn't know if I was being crazy, if this was kind of just taking over me, what was happening. I had no idea what was going on with me. And secretly, my wife had been praying for me. She wanted me to find Jesus. And apparently a lot of people had been that I didn't know about. After coming to church, and then what happened with the trailer and all AMD's tools, the trailer was just sitting in the church parking lot, and somebody decides to come and take our life from us, or try to take our life from us. And that was our livelihood. We had everything in that trailer. All our tools, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And I was thinking to myself, this can't be it. It can't be over just like that. I'm in a good place right now. This can't be it. My wife, she didn't flinch. She knew. She's like, everything's gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be better than it was. I promise you. Just, talk to him. Talk to God. Ask. And don't be afraid to talk to him. And so I did, and the end result was an outpour from the community. Just love, pure love. That's how I can explain. It. Everybody came together. Everybody wanted to check on us, make sure we were doing okay. And we found the trailer, and what we didn't find in tools, the community provided. Everybody provided for us. So now we're back better than ever. If you can't see God through people that way, then I don't know how else to show you that there is a God, because all these people coming together and the same thing, the same amount of love just pouring in on top of you. That's God. It's the only thing it can be. I don't have any other explanation for that. I always struggled with, how do you pray to God? How do you pray to somebody that you can't see, that you can't hear? So I saw Him in everybody in this community. All the outpouring from, the love and the compassion, the want to help us get our lives back on track. Nobody has to do that. People have their own lives to deal with and their own problems, but they make it their thing to come help somebody, and that can only be God. Only He can do that. So sitting at church service, and you said, if there's anybody that wants, to find God, here's the prayer. Pray this prayer with me. And I did it, and I still do it. And for whatever reason, I just still do it. Every time you say it, I do it. I feel like it changes the way my wife looks at me. Kids look at me. They kind of knew me as this hardened human being with not many emotions except for anger, and all that's changed. I don't deal with people the same way I used to do. I try not to get angry with anybody. And people are able to approach me now and talk to me, and if they need anything, they know they can come to me because they know I'm going to help. Jesus makes all the difference. All of it.
In the depths of our defeat, the darkest part of, I guess, our times, God really brought a victory out of it. It wasn't just tools that got changed and replaced. It was lives that got changed for His glory.
Yeah, those guys saw God show up, and we got to see God show up.
And our kids seeing God show up, and their kids seeing God show up.
Right.
In Genesis 50:20 it says, what Satan meant for evil, God meant for good. And I especially like the second part of that, which is the saving of many lives. And that's really what happened. You know, Satan said, we're going to take them out, a whole group of them, and really a whole group of them had their lives saved.
Yeah. So this is what it took. If we had to go through all this for just that one more person, it's worth it.
It is a huge victory.
It's worth every bit of it.